Brilliantly precocious at 2, world-class at 3, Henry the Navigator defined his career with courage, soundness and, above all, an explosive change of gears.
Yeah, very good horse, very fast horse. I think we probably never had a miler as quick as he was. He's a great acceleration, travelled very well, very tough, like I said, exceptional horse.
It all started in June of 2007 at European Racing's most important showpiece, when at only his second career start as a juvenile, Henry the Navigator rewrote Royal Ascot's course record in the prestigious Coventry Stakes over the Golden Slipper distance of 1,200 metres.
Henry the Navigator still leads narrowly by a length or so. Swiss Frank is closing off strong with Luck Money. Henry the Navigator, Swiss Frank's got to win half a length, but Henry the Navigator won the Coventry.
Within 12 months, Henry the Navigator would be acknowledged as the measure of world milers and break a second course record at Royal Ascot, this time in the Group 1 St James's Palace Stakes over 1,600 metres.
Here now is the favourite Henry the Navigator, unleashed to the outside. Ravens Pass is running on from Cat Junior inside the furlong pole. Henry the Navigator is chased hard by Ravens Pass. Henry the Navigator by a length and a half to Ravens Pass as they race up towards the line, and it's 3 Group 1s for Henry the Navigator, who wins the St James's Palace Stakes.
Timeform rated Henry the Navigator £6 superior to his sire King Mambo.
Henry the Navigator, but being by King Mambo, I'd say he's probably the fastest son there ever was. Like I said, I'd say he's the best miler we ever had, and we had some great milers like Giant's Causeway and Rocket Gibraltar. But this horse is very fast. Even though he showed in the Classic, he got a mile and a quarter. Speed was his big thing. Very precocious. He was early. Won at Coventry very easily. Very exciting horse going to stud.
King Mambo is what you were looking for. Combine what he's produced at stud, what he did as a racehorse, and what Henry the Navigator did, and to me you have a perfect combination of what a stallion should look like.
Later, on his US debut over a new distance and on a new racing surface, he showed his adaptability and courage to come from off the pace against America and Europe's best in the Breeders' Cup Classic at Santa Anita.
Henry the Navigator's coming home gamely as well.
On a firm turf track, there wasn't a racehorse anywhere that could withstand his burst of speed. It was a script that was run and rerun with unerring regularity. Think of the 2,000 guineas in May of his classic year, the Irish 2,000 guineas later that month, the St James's Palace Stakes or the Sussex Stakes, all time-honoured events.
He has what all great horses have. He's got a great heart, he's very tough, and you know, when you really needed him in a battle, you know, he never let me down. Anytime I needed him, he was there. He had some great battles with Ravens Pass, with New Approach, and he came out on top.
Henry the Navigator began his classic campaign cutting down the champion juvenile New Approach at Newmarket in May.
New Approach challenged hard by Henry the Navigator, and Johnny Mercer for Aidan O'Brien comes to take it with New Approach on the near side. Henry the Navigator and New Approach.
He was the only horse to break out of the pack that day, with Ravens Pass back in fourth. But he was able to beat New Approach decisively next time at the Curragh in Ireland, relishing the much firmer conditions.
Inside the last furlong, and Henry the Navigator on the near side sprints to the lead from New Approach. It's not going to be a nose this time. Henry the Navigator wins it by a couple of lengths.
Twice he bested Horse of the Year New Approach. New Approach would go on to run away with the Epsom Derby at his next start, but Henry the Navigator stayed at a mile, returning to Royal Ascot in June to break another track record.
Here now is the favourite Henry the Navigator, unleashed to the outside. Ravens Pass is running on from Cat Junior inside the furlong pole. Henry the Navigator is chased hard by Ravens Pass. Henry the Navigator by a length and a half to Ravens Pass as they race up towards the line, and it's 3 Group 1s for Henry the Navigator, who wins the St James's Palace Stakes. 3
times classic winner Ravens Pass fell to his sword. The Racing Post hailed him as an exceptional colt, one blessed with an extraordinary change of pace. And he would yet again prove too quick for Ravens Pass when winning his 4th consecutive Group 1 race over a mile at Goodwood the following month.
Henry the Navigator has the lead with a half furlong to go. Ravens Pass once again, as many times in the past, tries to get to him. He's closing, they come to the line. Henry the Navigator just.
As Timeform noted, while seemingly pushed harder by Ravens Pass this time, he was always looking to be doing enough once he'd quickened to take control 2 furlongs out. 4 times he won at the elite level over the distance, each time stamping his success with a burst of breathtaking acceleration. It was enough for commentators to declare the colt the most gifted performer by chef de race King Mambo, himself a star miler, before being embraced as one of the world's foremost sources of thoroughbred excellence. And it was enough for Aidan O'Brien to declare him the fastest miler ever to come out of Ballydoyle. Henry the Navigator is the full package.
I think one of the great things that sets Henry the Navigator out is his temperament. He seems to be a horse that's extremely easy to deal with. He got better as the season progressed through into the middle half, took his racing very well, held together a long season, and culminated, of course, in a run in the Breeders' Cup Classic, a very bold bid for the Breeders' Cup Classic at Santa Anita at the end of 2008.
He had brilliance, physique, courage, soundness and consistency. And underpinning it all, there is his family tree. His dam, Sequoia, won a 7-furlong Group 1 as a 2-year-old and is herself sister to a champion juvenile filly in Liston, as well as being closely related to Grade 1 EP Taylor Stakes heroine Insight and Irish 2,000 guineas winner Saffron Walden.
And that's why, with his pedigree and his racing record, Henry the Navigator, you can't ask for anything more than that.
Henry the Navigator is also bred on the identical King Mambo Saddler's Wells Cross that produced such outstanding international performers as Divine Proportions and El Condapasa. And of course, he is a perfect match for all Danehill and other Australian line mares. On the racetrack, Henry the Navigator gilded a formidable dynasty, but the chances are he has only just begun.